kind of the way I roll. We're going to go over the MLB slate, full 3-game slate. When I say that, I mean this could be the last 3-game slate, even. So, did really, really well yesterday. Didn't like take anything down, but for those of you that were here for the breakdowns, I mean, we did end up like 90% Houston, right? And they smashed pretty nicely, to say the least. And then Minnesota was our second one. You know, they were just kind of okay, but and Texas. So we faded the we faded the top owned pitcher, and that's how we ended up getting it done. So we had Houston all over the place yesterday. I didn't really reduce any of the exposures, and led to some pretty good results, to say the least. So we're going to attack this slate similarly, and unfortunately, I have this weird feeling that it's going to be the same. So JJJ is coming in with the Dodgers money. What are they, minus 400? What do you get on that? I can't imagine them being anything less than minus 300, right? I don't know what we can get out of the. We'll check it out. Actually, may as well, right? Let's check out the. I mean, as a money line play, and the Dodgers are minus. I don't even get this. They're minus 130. There's no way they're only minus 130. Is this true? I literally don't understand that. So, boy, maybe we should do that. Maybe we should just skip the rest of this breakdown and just bet the Dodgers. It almost feels like too easy. That's the problem. Oh, man. Okay. So, yeah, good for that. So let's first share the screen, and we're going to share the projections first. And then I'll tell you, this new thing with the contest sims and the new upgrades for all this, it's really been helpful to me learn how slates work and where leverage lies and things like that. It's just such a difference between figuring out what the best play is and what you're actually supposed to play. And to see what a contest simulator recommends in that vein is pretty important to understand how slates and how leverage works. It doesn't mean you always have to, you know what I mean, play contest sim related, DFS, but just the education I get from learning like how to attack leverage at high owned spots is very, very valuable to me. That's like really for the last like 3 slates, we've analyzed it, we've seen that who we like, and ended up basically mass stacking against our favorite pitcher, just because of all the leverage that provided. Now again, results or whatever. I mean, obviously the results were good, but I just find that pretty interesting. So I haven't run anything yet for today, and I just have this feeling it's going to be the same. But let's take a look. I guess we do have to talk about the pitchers a little bit before we just run the lineup. So this is kind of, at least for Minnesota and the Dodgers, obviously, but it's an elimination game. But it's sort of an elimination game for everybody. You know what I mean? Everybody's got to, put the hammer down. And what that does is it really makes these pitchers' innings very fragile. Like where normally you give these starters like a long leash to do whatever. Like you take Joe Ryan as an example. I mean, they're down what, a 2-0? No, 2-1. And if Joe Ryan's struggling, Minnesota's got an amazing bullpen. They'll pull him real fast. You know what I mean? You got the fat guy from Arizona. I mean, if he starts getting beat up, I mean, even the same thing. Like they're up 2-0. They don't want to let the Dodgers come back into this. So So yeah, so they'll pull him quick. The only guy to me that just feels like they're just going to leave in is the Nola. You know, they're just going to let Nola pitch. So just kind of without looking at projections and stuff, I would feel the most confident with Nola. Lance Lynn, same thing. If Lance Lynn starts to struggle, you know, they're pulling him. You know what I mean? Urquidy, good. They have a good bullpen, so if he's struggling, they'll pull him. So all these pitchers are pretty fragile. The other thing we should talk about, I guess, a little bit is the relievers. I'm not going to do it, but there are some people out there recommending some of the higher projected relievers on this slate. As a matter of fact, this one guy in the tournament that I was sweating yesterday was in first place with a relief pitcher for like quite a while. But I just don't think it's going to be enough. You know what I mean? Like, I just think that's a little bit too whatever. Like, Mintoner could pitch for Atlanta. See, Atlanta's going to be basically a full bullpen game, right? Pretty much. So I don't know if I'm willing to do that. It would have to require me to literally play like 150 lineups in the relay throw to play something like that. So when you just look at this, I mean, it doesn't take a genius to figure out who looks good, right? So first of all, Ryan and Nola look the best, but we talked about this the other day. These scores, for those of you who have been following these sheets for a while, are not good. You know what I mean? Like a sheets value score of 25 usually puts you on a full slate in like the 12th best pitcher. But now, because there are very few options, I mean, these guys are just rated the highest, but none of these guys look great, to say the least. Okay. So when you see Ryan at 53% and Nola at 46%, you really might do well to play something like Fat, who is just the lowest owned guy, and hope he gets 10 fantasy points. That's just my instinct. But when you look at like who the best plays are, I mean, you see all these Dodgers, the top 4 guys. I mean, I imagine the Dodgers are going to project to be the best stack. I mean, look at this. Of the top 10 hitters or whatever, like almost all of them are the Dodgers. So you have to imagine that with the worst projected pitcher and the highest projected stack, that the Dodgers are going to be pretty popular, to say the least. We'll take a look. Let's take a look at the stacks and see how these rank. Again, we haven't even had Saberson take a look yet. So here, the Dodgers rate the best, and then Atlanta, Philly, Houston, Arizona. And then when you rate them by value, you have Dodgers the best again, then Philly, Arizona. So, you know, if you wanted to, let me just, here, hold on. Where is this? I'll pull up a DraftKings. I'll pull a DraftKings lineup. I mean, a slate up, and I'll show you if I was just building by hand using my sheets. I'd probably go like Nola and Ryan, and then try to get these Dodgers in, right? So the Dodgers would be Hayward. You can get him for $3K. I mean, Peralta for $2,900 against the righty. Is that what's going to happen? And who else? You could probably afford all this, right? Let's see. Let's look at the stacks again. So it was Smith, Outman, Freeman. Didn't even have bets listed. So Smith, Outman, Freeman, Muncy, Hayward. So what does that look like? Freeman, can you play Smith? And then Outman. I mean, this is, you can do this easy, you know? So you play Nola, Ryan, the top projected pitchers, and then the 5 Dodgers, and then, you know, the rest just builds itself, right? Seems logical. Just have this feeling I'm not going to get it. Like, even you can even play bets. You can play the top projected pitchers with the top Dodgers. You know, I mean, you can almost even play Muncy, right? I mean, what's Muncy? Third base nowadays? Yeah, I mean, you could do whatever you want. So I guess what that's going to mean is that the Dodgers are going to be really popular, and we're probably not supposed to play them. Sigh. All right, well, let's see. I'm kind of afraid to look, but let's do it. We'll put it up. We'll put it up here, and we'll see what we get. I'm going to get 100%. Who are the top two pitchers? Nola and Ryan. I'm probably going to get 100%, either Atlanta or Houston, right? This is going to happen. All right, let's see what we do here. So new lineups. We will upload. I already entered the contest, put the contest sim settings in. I'm telling you, I just know exactly what's going to happen here. I really hope I don't get what I think I'm going to get. So I uploaded the projections. We're just going to run we're going to run 40 lineups. We'll run 40 lineups into a pool of 5,000. What does Vegas see with the Dodgers that we don't? It's totally a trap. I mean, it's just like the easiest trap in the world. I mean, Arizona's just probably just a stone lock. I don't get it either, really. Maybe they don't like Lance Lynn for some reason. I literally don't know. Like, they're on the road, I suppose. I guess that's it. I don't get it. I'm definitely not betting it, but I'm rooting for you. I mean, the Dodgers are going to empty the clip in the bullpen. You know what I mean? They'll do whatever they can to scratch at this game, right? Unless you're going to tell me that Arizona has like their studs in like the bullpen ready to go, like say they have Randy Johnson is back or something like that. And there it is, all the Houston. Oh, they're actually getting some Dodgers, thank God. So Houston and Dodgers, all right, that's fine. But that's not running the contest sim. That's just rating them by Saber score. So if you rate them by Saber score, oh, it is 92% Houston. I knew it. I just knew it. So it's basically Houston and the Dodgers. Right back after it again. Right back to Houston. I mean, let's go, right? That's fade to Atlanta. What about pitchers? Everybody, I presume. Yeah, we're getting somebody. Urquidy, the top owned, huh? 70% Urquidy to pair with the Houston guys. And then Fad, Nola, and Lynn. All right, well, we put our contest sim settings in here. We did the squeeze and the monster. Just to remind ourselves, 7,936 people. And then in the monster, 134 people. Let's run the contest sim and see what we get. You love this, right? The first game is 9.2. We're not playing any of that. I guess the Dodgers at 10 total. That game. I don't know. Houston, they've been crushing the ball. I'm that afraid of Joe Ryan. I'm more afraid of the bullpen than anything else. They do have a really good bullpen. All right, so we ran the contest sim, and now we put that in the squeeze. Oh, we're doing FanDuel. Oops, sorry about that. This is my bad. I'm so sorry. All right, we have to start this all over. Again, my fault. Really, really sorry. We're going to start over. And as a matter of fact, you see what I did? I put actually the DraftKings salaries into the FanDuel builds. I'm really sorry about that, guys. We'll start over. So we'll start over. Upload. Now I know whatever was in there was going to win, but it's okay. So we'll play 40 lineups again. And we'll see what we get. I still think it's going to be the same. I still think it's going to be a lot of Houston. Ryan is just way too popular for a guy with a 14-point projection. And if you do like that simulation thing where you see like those Houston results where they get all these home runs, I mean, they're crazy. I mean, Alvarez and Altuve and Tucker, they get it going. And Bregman even, they're just killing the ball. Let's see. Glad I noticed it by looking at the contest sims. So here, like I said, so this has the relay throw and the walk-off. Relay throw, 11,700 people. Walk-off, 300 people. We'll save them. And then we'll get back to this. Okay. All the Houston. I mean, literally all of it. 97% Houston. And then Arizona. Okay, so let's run the contest sim. See if that tightens up a little bit. And then it's going to be the decision of what to do, you know. Do I really play 95% Houston? I think I will, because what I can do is, depending on this Atlanta-Philly game is going, I can always swap, you know what I mean? I can always push that out. Let's just see what this looks like. It's gonna be all of the Houston. I know it. Yep. Literally 100% Houston. Right? So what do you do? At this point, it becomes a risk tolerance decision. I mean, you could try to force yourself out of it by doing like min uniques 2. Maybe that'll help you. But the fact of the matter is that Houston is just an amazing bit of leverage today. So. And literally 0 Atlanta, which is interesting. I hope I have some Nola if I'm going to do that, right? Actually, Fat is my top owned pitcher. Fad, Nola, and Urquidy. So for now, you know what we're going to do? We're just gonna roll with it. This has been working. So let's take a look at the monster. Excuse me, the walk off. See how that changes. And Houston and Arizona with the Houston. Okay, that I like. I mean, it doesn't really matter what I like, as long as it makes sense. And I do like the Arizona. Save this one to the walk-off. I meant walk-off, not the monster. Yeah, maybe, JJ. It's like ridiculous, right? Maybe it's like the only thing I can come up with also. So yesterday, I'm not winning that today. Here, okay, so edit entries, upload. So I guess the lesson here is play Houston and GPPs. You know, I guess that's the summary. Let me just make sure it all took. There was a Minnesota guy that was out. Yeah, all right. Well, see what happens. Let's do FanDuel now. We started doing that, but then we messed it up. And I guess you guys all saw I put up videos, so I slate preview videos for hockey and for early football and for something else, and for hockey, early football, and golf. I'll update that stuff. So let's new build, because we want to change the projections. Upload for the FanDuel ones. FanDuel. I don't see how this is going to be any different. You want to know the truth, but let's see what we do here. Yeah, okay. So it's just, you know, I don't exactly know why. So it was something that the SaberSim guys suggested to get yourself a little more diversity. If you feel as though you're too concentrated, just after your build, just to, instead of going with 1 unique, to go with 2 uniques. And it might get you a little bit more different. I mean, a little less concentrated. And when I have like a 1,000,000% of one team, I just think that's kind of a wise thing to do. As a matter of fact, I want to see what it would happen if I went to 3 uniques. And it's a short slate, so you don't need to, you know, it's not as important. But all right, so before we put in the contest sims, it's just a lot of Houston and Dodgers. But again, same deal. When you run the contest simulations and you factor in the ownership and the tournaments that you're in and things like that, like these Houston guys just become really attractive. I think JJ is onto it. That Vegas is using SaberSim. That's why they're letting everybody play these guys. Okay, so Dodgers. Let's see what it looks like here. When we do the squeeze, there it is again. All the Houston. 92% who Yordan Alvarez, for example. So once again, it just depends on your risk tolerance, what you want to do. I mean, I'm going to save this for now. But all I will say is that mathematically, like all the Houston seems to be the right play. That's all I got. I mean, I could go back to the, I didn't put in the monster for here. So you want to do something a little bit more normal. So let's for this one, we'll put in some Dodgers, but it's still Houston. I can't get off of Houston here. So how about this one? We'll put this one in. We'll get rid of this one. And then for the big one, maybe we won't play as much Houston. No, let's actually, you know what we got to do? We got to add this contest in here. So, we didn't do it for the monster. So let's run this again. Best picture today? What does that mean? What's best picture. That's so funny. I thought I had to guess on who's going to win best picture. I mean, I guess Nola. If you ask me what the best one is, I don't know what that means though. All right, so let's monster, average ROI, Twins, Houston, same deal. Yeah, no problem. Yeah, so I don't know. Do as I don't try this at home, but basically mathematically, I'm just reporting. It's like all the Houston. So, and again, I do reserve the right, of course, as things are going differently, to change this, because those two games are both the two later games. So like if things are really going my way in the first game with other stuff, whatever that is, maybe I reduce my leverage a little bit. But aside from that, I think that's pretty much all I have for you guys. I can run a hockey thing, but it's a little early. I got to get back home anyway. So that's what I got for today. No, don't shoot the messenger, but more Houston for me. Golf, I'll be updating the projections a little later. The NFL Showdown tomorrow night. And